everyone, and welcome to a brand new episode of Comment Section, or as we call this one, Classic Edition, because we've had a lot of specials.
We've had so many specials that this is almost like a new special.
Yes!
We're going to talk about news.
Yes! And listen, guys, look, I can't promise you that you're going to like this show. I can't promise that you're even going to tolerate this show, but I can make one promise to you. In 4th grade, we were called Gifted and Talented, and it stuck with us for years and years.
That's true. It's a different podcast, but
yes,
that's beautifully true.
That was a little plug.
Yeah, a little plug. I guess you'll have to find out for yourself what podcast that's from.
Trust me, that was
one of the answers.
Yes, it was a good one.
Episode 6 out now.
Yes. So, but as we like to start every show,
Absolutely.
We always like to ask the question, anything interesting happened to you recently?
Right. Let's see how exciting my life was over the past.
I believe it's been like a straight up month since we recorded.
Yeah, I think you just said February 2nd.
Yes,
it's March 2nd now, isn't it?
Look at that. March 2nd.
Look at that. A little behind the scenes for you.
Yes.
I literally can't think of a single interesting thing that has happened in my life in the past 4 weeks.
Well, did you see Creed or not yet?
That's later this month.
Oh, okay.
It's later this month.
See, I was excited. I thought you were gonna have an exclusive, but I guess not. So, I have an oldie but a goodie to share.
All right,
with all of us. So, I couldn't talk about this earlier, but I can now. It's the one I've been holding on to, just wanting to talk about.
Oh, really?
Okay, so this happened in, let's see, it would have been either late November, early December. So, we are young enough to where we still go to school sometimes.
Yeah, college,
yes.
We're 9th graders.
Guys, we lost our diploma, so we had to start all over.
Yeah, we're pitching this to as a new Nickelodeon show.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, I took a journalism class just because. So I took one, and you had this group project at the end of the semester. So, I got paired up with this one person, and it was their pitch that won, because you had to pitch your story, and mine lost. And I'm perfectly fine with that, because I didn't think it was very interesting.
It's fine.
It's fine.
No, it's totally...
No, listen, this thing wasn't very good, so skip it. So, the story was about, there was something about how people were, like, paying for housing somewhere, and it was just like, it wasn't like filling their needs or whatever.
Oh.
So, I had to go there one day on a Friday, which is one of the reasons why it took so long for us to have another episode between Christmas and Halloween.
Yeah.
So, I get there, and I'm told that we're going to do like we're going to get some audio for the project about this, this apartment thing. I won't say what they are, but this apartment place that might not be suiting people's needs. Like, what they're showing the pictures isn't what you're getting and stuff like that. Like, apparently it's smaller than what it really is.
I see.
And we call for help, there's no one there. So, I go there, and I'm assuming that we're just gonna, we're gonna sit down and interview, yada, yada, yada. It's gonna be a quick little thing. Then I find out that, no, as we get there, oh, by the way, we're doing this undercover. Oh. So I'm just like, what? What do you mean? We're faking it? So we go in there, and we're just talking about, hey, we would like to, take a tour, because we're thinking of renting this apartment with another one of our friends. And this whole time I'm like, oh God, what if we get called? What if they find out? What are they going to do? And then, like, they're interviewing, and, like, they make me fill out, like, a form or something. I'm just like, do I use my real name? And then they're just like, do you have ID? I'm just like, okay, yes, here's my real name. And then, like, we go there, and this whole time I'm just like, oh my god, like I'm not listening to a thing like the other person because they're so into journalism, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Because we need journalists.
Yeah.
Not the stuff we do, like the real stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Not this crap.
Not this garbage. The kind that people actually care about, not the how many times can you talk about Ben Affleck not being Batman?
Yeah.
So the whole time I'm just like, oh God, we're gonna get caught. We're gonna get caught. And they're just like, so what do you think of this place? It looks good. And I'm just like, stay in character. Stay in character. Very good. Here I am pretending to look at the closet because I'm thinking I'm going to one day live in this place. So we get done and it leaves and never got caught. Sigh of relief.
My God.
And that was the project.
That's terrifying.
So, I don't know how to ask this. Have you ever had to fake something like that?
Oh, man. One thing that happens all the time, this is not even the same, but, like, one thing that happens all the time, for some strange reason, just, like, whenever I'm, like, starting, like, a new job or in, like, a new class or something, and the question always comes up of, like, what's your major? I always answer that I'm a music major without thinking about the fact that, like, I already graduated from that and I'm no longer a music major, and then I have to go through a whole conversation as if I'm still doing that.
So what class do you plan on being?
Yeah.
Let's see. It can't be 2019 because it's already in the past. So
I'm just like, oh God, I'm too deep into this now. I have to pretend like I just started school.
Yes.
Like I had a question. So, what instrument are you going into? And I was just like, you mean like 5 years ago? But I have to say, trombone. Yeah. I just it's cool learning this for the first time.
No. Do you still have your trombone?
I do. I have 2 trombones.
2 of them!
Because there was the one that, the you're used to seeing from being across in the same band class.
Yes, the Yamaha.
Yes. And then when I started college, I basically needed a new one. Like, it wasn't good enough, what I had.
Well.
I needed one with a proper, a big boy trombone.
Big boy trombone.
Yeah, I got a new one.
Is it silver or is it still?
It's
classic.
It's classic brass, but it looks a little bigger and it has like a switch thing that lets you play other notes.
So you still bust it out once in a while? Just
I haven't in a while.
Let's jam, people.
I haven't in a while. Too much rock and roll attitude.
I guess so.
I don't know. But anyway. I don't have any. I've never been undercover. I've never taken a journalism class.
It's terrifying, and you're just like, what's the worst that can happen? Because it's just for a project. So I feel like if I lie to them and say we're gonna make it all good about you, it is like I would have sold out so easy. Just like, you want to talk about it? No, I will say how great you are. I'm here. I will make up reviews for you.
Yeah. Just in that being said, if anyone wants to sponsor us, we will say you're the greatest company of all time.
Yes.
We have no integrity.
Exactly. Yeah. We're not going to screen who sends us money. Just send it.
Please. We're hemorrhaging cash here.
Yes, and we don't care if you're a pyramid scheme or a cult. We need the money.
Although from here I can see we actually might have upgraded to a quarter. Is that true? Oh.
Look at that right there.
That's a good segue, actually.
Got in a quarter. So, I guess this is now starting to become a tradition on this show, too.
I guess so.
So we will flip this quarter to see who starts with the topics. Remind me, there's rumor, okay? Rumor that we might have a Marvel announcement sometime today. I saw the tweet. I don't think there's going to be an announcement.
Okay.
I think it was just something some guy posted.
Hopefully, maybe we'll see sometime in the recording of these.
Yes, all right. And for those of you just joining us who don't know the origin, you are always...
I pick heads this time.
Oh, wow.
I'm picking heads.
This is the plot twist.
This is happening.
And you thought what happened to Snoke was a plot twist. No.
Oh, this
is... I am shocked. All right, here we go. Where did you go? Oh! Here we go. Look at that.
That means apparently my twist, I might never do it again, because it felt wrong to pick heads instead of tails.
Never again!
But I suppose I'm starting for this time. Well, we mentioned before that there seemed to be a lot of... most of the news seemed to be there's a lot of big trailers out.
Yes.
So...
From, like, weeks ago.
Yeah, my first bit, which still not totally news. There have been a couple teaser trailers for the upcoming Solo anthology Star Wars film.
Yes.
Have you seen either of those teasers?
I believe that I've seen both.
Both, yeah. I just found out...
They dropped on the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't watching the Super Bowl, so
I wasn't either.
I found out on the internet later.
I was watching Age of Ultron during that time. Not the best Marvel movie. Not a very good one, but still.
Yeah.
Captain America was in there, so, it's not
yeah, it makes it worth it.
I was in the process of rewatching the Marvel movies for Black Panther, so...
Yeah. I mean, I probably wasn't even doing anything interesting on the Super Bowl day, but I did work in watching a trailer. I remember that.
Yes.
And then I just found out that there's the more in-depth trailer as I was doing the research for this. I didn't catch that until like yesterday. But did you have any thoughts before I get into some of my thoughts?
Well, I can say that the trailer actually made me more interested in this movie than I thought it would.
Yeah. I would say basically the same thing, the same reaction I had. I thought that it, especially with the second teaser, that it was a little more in-depth and actually had some speaking from Han and stuff. I found, like, one reaction I had is I felt like it kind of looked darker in tone than I would expect from this movie. Like, it actually kind of seemed like Rogue One-ish in its tone, and that was surprising to me. But it did look very good. Like, anytime I see, like, the practical effects robots in the 21st century, it just makes me feel something.
Just
seeing those droids. Robots.
They're not just someone in a green suit just going...
Yeah. And then, I know, as established with our Spider-Man Homecoming review, I'm basically a sucker for just anything that Donald Glover just does. Just
apparently.
So I'm excited for him as Lando. Yeah, definitely looks good visually. And then the other despite how it does make me feel much more excited for it than I thought I would be, I'm not totally sure how I feel about him as Han Solo yet. I didn't even do the courtesy to remember his name.
Alden Ehrenreich?
Oh, yeah.
You're welcome, Alden.
Yeah.
I'm watching out for you.
Such a difficult character to, like, nail, so I get it, but it's like, it felt a little off to me in his speaking parts. I don't know.
I felt like he was doing a good job of, like, playing Han and making it his own while staying true to the character and not just copying Harrison Ford.
Yeah, that is a good point. That getting someone to just mimic Harrison Ford precisely would not be the right.
It would feel like an SNL sketch.
Yeah, for sure.
Han, how you want to buy this Millennium Falcon?
Yeah, and there were
Solo.
There were a couple moments where I was seeing it and I was like, is he trying to be Harrison Ford right now? But a couple watches in, then it felt like totally different, so it kind of just was like, I don't know what to think about it. I think in the context of the film, I guess that's, if it's good, it'll probably be good. Like, I guess it probably won't matter, like,
I fear that if it's bad, yeah, he does a great performance, people will be like, oh, he was awful!
Right.
We need Harrison!
Right.
You put all the blame on him.
It's kind of it's a tough situation to be in because it's almost like no one's going to be sad. They're going to it's going to have to be really good for people to be sold on his performance, I'm guessing. But yeah, I don't know. It's only a couple teasers, so there's not a ton to say about it, really.
So, we've had... Star Wars is in a very controversial spot right now.
Of course.
People did not like The Last Jedi.
Some people.
Yes. But there's a very vocal...
Yes.
unhappy group.
Star Wars fans.
Yes.
Yeah.
How do you think this movie will do compared to the other three?
That's interesting, because maybe some people are, like, more willing to absorb this as, like, being good. Like, people who hated The Last Jedi might be a little bit more able to sink their teeth into this and think it's good. Maybe. Because it's like, because Rian Johnson had nothing to do with it. You know, just like it's interesting. I also feel like there's the whole fact that, like, some people hold this, like...
I forgot airplane mode.
Oh, yeah. Like we talked about in our episode of The Last Jedi, some people have this sacredness for Star Wars that I think the episode numbers really mess with people. Like, some people were just, like, because it's episode 8... it's episode 8 of Star Wars. They hold it to this higher standard that they didn't Rogue One, for example. So I think maybe some people will be going into this being more lenient because it's not episode 9.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Do you think that after The Last Jedi, there might be some people who just felt so burned by it that that it will have kind of the Batman vs. Superman effect where people would just be like, I don't care anymore.
That's possible. I mean, I think there are some people who are probably just so worked up and angry about Disney ruining Star Wars that maybe this will be like, they'll add more fuel to the fire of Disney's ruining Star Wars!
That little rat, he's doing everything wrong! Get him in that duck, too!
His white gloves, his little white mitts are all over this.
He's the real monster! Ha! I can feel your anger rising! Rising!
Yep.
And then it's just like, gosh, it's too late for you, fans. Oh, yuck.
Yeah, I honestly don't know if there could be a we don't really care anymore about Star Wars. I think there's going to be continued anger if it's bad.
Although, if this one is good and fans like it could almost make it could almost, like, what happened with Last Jedi could almost help this movie with its box office because it feels more special, like, okay, we went through The Last Jedi, we suffered, we died inside, and now we're back.
Yeah, I know, but isn't there also the chance that it is good, but people don't think it's good because it's not the original trilogy? Because that's kind of, I mean, to me, I think.
I think that's always going to happen no matter what. It's why I say they should reboot.
Yeah. I mean, because, to me, I think that's what, based on my opinions of The Last Jedi, I think it was fine, and it's just, like, I think the same thing could happen with this, but who knows?
Yeah, Solo Star Wars. It'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, and not really all that long to wait for it. It's in two and a half. It's at the end of May, so 2.5 to like almost 3 months. But.
Yeah, and here's a question to ask: after what happened with The Last Jedi, do you think that this might be the first Star Wars movie to not make $1 billion?
Ooh, that's interesting. Did Rogue One?
Yeah.
Okay. That's tough because I don't necessarily think that The Last Jedi's... I don't think that The Last Jedi probably was that much of a hit. Like, in the trenches of the internet, it was a huge thing. But I don't think that it's that widespread. It's not that widespreadly hated, I don't think. Yeah. Like, I don't think it's enough to make a movie about Han Solo advertised and produced, like, by Disney not make $1 billion. I think it'll be cutting it. I think I don't know.
You're also having competition before and after with Avengers Infinity War.
Right.
Which I think will be the biggest movie of the year. Yeah. And Deadpool 2.
Yeah. But actually, we're probably getting to this in a bit, so I won't touch it.
So. Possibly.
Who knows, but maybe there isn't as much competition now. I'm not sure, but I don't know exactly what else is coming out that exact weekend, though. I don't know these things because, like we said, this is a crap news show.
Yes.
I don't do my research.
So now that we've had this teaser, where does Solo, A Star Wars Story, fall for you in terms of most hyped film?
I would almost say it's only slightly above where it was now. I'm still more hyped for Avengers. I'm still more hyped for, because I still have not seen it yet, despite it being out, Black Panther. So it's kind of in the same area where I'm like, I'm kind of excited to see where this goes, but I don't have a total reason to be I just don't know about it yet.
Yeah, I don't have the same excitement for it like I have had the other 3 Disney era movies, but I'm still looking. I am more looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Like, at first I was like, I don't care. And then the other time I was like, you know what? This looks like it might be very good.
Yeah.
And it also looks like that, because there was some controversy, there was an interview with, I think, Bob Iger, where he said that this movie will show a Han Solo guy's name, and people are just like, what? That's not his name? And it's just like, no, I think he means, like, this shows how Han Solo became more of a legend.
Yeah. How he made his name for himself.
Yes.
Made a name for himself.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Solo.
A Star Wars story.
Yep.
So, I guess that's pretty much it for...
Yeah, I mean, you can... If you have any news, which I'm sure you do...
Yes. Not as much as I thought
because that's
would.
the whole point. If you just said, actually, nope. Nothing.
Guys, I tried, and...
Well, this is the shortest episode.
Yes, I'm proud of what we've done. All right, guys, this could be a short one, and then it could roll into another one. We found out a little surprise yesterday. Avengers: Infinity War has been moved up a week in the United States and will now be released all around the world on April 27th.
That's amazing.
Yes,
that's amazing.
You know what that means? It comes out next month.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So. Thoughts on Avengers: Infinity War moving up a week?
It's kind of amazing. Something moving up is kind of amazing to me. Like, how often does that happen? Like, what other big releases have
usually
been moved
it's pushed
up?
back?
Yeah, I know.
Remember Batman vs. Superman was supposed to come out in May 2015, and they got pushed to March 2016.
Yeah. I hope that means that they're confident in it.
I think there's 2 reasons why they pushed it. One is, I think this might be a spoiler-heavy movie.
Right.
And I think they don't want any spoilers to get out. Another is, I think they want to have some type of record broken with this movie. Because if any movie's going to have it, it would be this one. Because whether you're looking at 10 years of building up with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, or I would even say going further, we've been building up just for 18 years with the first X-Men, the first Spider-Man movie. Feels like we've been going on, and it's all been somehow leading up to this movie. Yeah. So, I mean, I think it's going to be a big movie.
Yeah, it certainly will be. So, like, you think, like, I mean, I guess they know more than we lowly people do.
Apparently.
You think that this is, like, it's probably that this is a way better weekend or something for it, that they're thinking?
Well, to be honest, I don't know. I really think it's just like they want to avoid spoilers, and I think they want to have some type of record broken. Because May has always been, that weekend has always been Marvel's, starting with Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. Like, there's always been a Marvel movie opening up at that time.
Yeah. So, with the avoiding spoilers point, would moving it up earlier...
Because it was released in every other country every other place except for North America.
Okay, I see. So, that makes more sense then. Okay.
Like, I remember when, I think it's like every Marvel movie, you gotta, like, stay off their Wikipedia page because it opens a week early and just like, oh, God.
Yeah, I mean, I like that, releasing everywhere at once.
Yes.
Because...
Spoilers. I don't like spoilers.
I hate spoilers.
People are jerks on the internet.
This is an anti-spoiler podcast.
Yes, we don't like spoilers, so keep it to yourself!
Yep. That being said, we spoil things all the time.
Yes, we do. A lot of times inadvertently.
Yep.
But it happens.
Yep. But anyone who spoils things is a no good, dirty, rotten, bad guy.
Yes.
Okay. Shall we move on to some more news?
Shall we? Oh, did you see the Infinity War TV spot they had?
I didn't.
It looks really good. It's like it really gives this feeling of like we've been building up to this, and you know, could this be?
Is that pretty recent? Like that?
It happened during the Super Bowl.
Okay.
So and we see like Spider-Man's on a spaceship, and then he like takes his mask off, and you see he can't breathe.
Oh.
Because you know,
I have to check that out.
He could die.
I'm pretty sure I have only seen that first trailer. That was that was like a record-breaking trailer, wasn't it? Didn't it?
Yeah.
That was a great trailer. So, I couldn't pass up. This is also just such a teeny tidbit of news, but I couldn't pass up talking about my. Tiny news regarding the sequel to my favorite movie of 2017.
Which,
and that is,
I believe, was the film called what was it?
E.T.?
No, it was something. It was a sequel to another movie.
Yeah, it was a sequel. Yeah,
and you loved it so much. I think it was called Insidious.
Absolutely.
Yes. Insidious. Chapter 6 or something.
Yeah. 4 or something.
Yes.
That was a 2018 movie, but
but
I guess
it feels like 2017.
It's a fake bit anyway. But no, the movie that was my favorite is a movie that is now redubbed as It Chapter 1 because there's going to be It Chapter 2 coming out in 2019.
Have they had the home video release yet?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So I was gonna wonder if they changed the title in there.
It's just the same as like the theatrical release poster on the cover, where he's just grabbing the balloon.
But have you actually like watched like the movie?
I watched it. I have it on iTunes. I watched the digital version.
So they didn't. When you watch it, at the end it doesn't say like It Chapter 1 or something.
It does, but it did in the theater.
Yeah. Now I say that. Jogs my memory.
Yeah. It was exactly the same as the theatrical version, as far as I remember. But the first bit of cast reveal was happened for It Chapter 2, which is one of the big people were saying like, oh, Jessica Chastain should play Beverly, the adult version. Turns out it looks like she is playing the adult Beverly.
It's very rare for when fans are just like, this person should play, and then it actually happens.
Looking back, though, I do think part of the reason was because Jessica Chastain was in one of the director, Andy Muschietti, I think it's pronounced, one of his previous movies, Mama. She was in that, so I think that was part of maybe the dot connect and why it does make sense for now as well. But yeah, those casting bits are gonna start rolling out, and I'm really curious because I think that is a very good casting choice, and I'm just kind of like wondering like they've got to have some really good choices to compare to the kids, because that is one of the best casts of kid actors in a long time. Just me. I don't have much to say about that, especially. Although, I mean, I in Jessica Chastain's back catalog, I'm not insanely familiar with it, but I mean, I did like her in Interstellar, just as one example. But yeah, I'm looking for those new cast reveals for that, because
it comes out next year, right?
It comes 2019. I think it's around the same time, so September 2019, I think.
So. So people were hoping for Jessica Chastain, and now they have it. Is there like a certain character and a certain actor they just like, man, if this were to happen, boy, that'd be so great.
Like the other ones, it's like too hard to even. I've seen some other suggestions. Like I've seen I don't remember who it was. I've seen someone say Bill Hader for some reason. And like Jason Bateman, but I don't I've all those things I've seen, I've not quite understood why. It just doesn't feel perfect yet, and it's just one of those things where it's like I'm really gonna have to see how they do it, because capturing that same comedic energy that was in the first one is going to be really difficult, I think. I don't know. Luckily, apparently, there is going to be some flashbacks, so the kids' cast is going to be in it still. So I'm happy about that, at least. So
So who did they want Bill Hader to be?
I was maybe Richie, or wait. Maybe, yeah, I don't remember. That doesn't sound right. Maybe, yeah, I don't know. I can't, I was trying to because I completely didn't remember, and I was trying to connect what that suggestion might have been for, but it doesn't make sense for any of them. Yeah, not a lot to say about that. Great podcast. No.
Guys, it's been a slow, like, I honestly almost sent a message yesterday saying, maybe we should have unwanted answers as a backup.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, but I mean, you've
yes.
You can go right ahead.
All right, so next topic is one I thought I'd open the show with, and I forgot about it until now. So that shows how great planned we are. So, as I said, actually I didn't say, so, this one is going everywhere today.
I think we're, for some strange reason, rusty, even though it's been the same amount of
Yes.
time between episodes as usual.
I mean, yeah, the last few episodes have felt like they've gone so well, and now...
We had a lot to talk about.
Yes, so, I saw Black Panther, and you haven't.
I haven't.
So, how does that make you feel?
It makes me feel bad.
Yes.
I've been slacking with movies lately.
Yes. So I saw Black Panther, and Black Panther has a lot of hype going into it for multiple reasons. There's so many multiple factors. One is that this is the first time we're getting a solo superhero movie with an African American lead.
Yep.
Like, some people will say Blade. I don't consider Blade a superhero. Like, Blade is kind of like how I feel about Guardians of the Galaxy. They're not superheroes. They're characters that exist in a world of superheroes.
Right.
But I don't count them as that.
Yeah.
So, and and you've had them in other movies, like you had Storm in the X-Men. What is his name? I'm blank. Oh my God, Rhodey. What is his... War Machine in Iron Man, and Falcon in Captain America. So this is the first time you're having a solo lead.
Yep.
Also, this is 10 years of Marvel Studios. 10 years that they've been taking these unknown characters and turning them into the biggest movie franchise of all time right now.
Yeah.
And also you're following Captain America Civil War, which is my favorite movie and is considered one of the best Marvel movies of all time. So,
and I agree, finally having seen it after
yes.
And not seeing it for a while.
So there's so many great things about this. So I just give some quick little thoughts. There's one thing that might be considered a spoiler. I don't think it's a spoiler. So,
and I said,
I don't think you'll consider it a spoiler.
And I said, you can go off. I don't care.
All right. So, what were my thoughts on Black Panther? This will improve some people's opinion of me after the Spider-Man Homecoming review. Black Panther is great. I liked how in this movie it was about T'Challa's story becoming a king, and how it was different from Thor's. Because when you look at the Thor movies, it happened over the course of a trilogy where Thor had to earn the right to be king in his father's eyes, or eye, because he's missing one.
Yeah,
he's like Nick Fury almost. You know what? Plot twist. So the person who took Odin's eye also took Nick Fury's eye.
Gasp.
That's why they moved up Infinity War. They don't want you to know who took the eye.
This conspiracy goes deep.
Yes. It could have been Thanos.
It could have been.
Yes. I mean, I could see him ripping the eye out of everyone.
Yep. And his head basically does look like a thumb, so...
Yes, and then you could have it where it's just like, everyone doesn't have a depth of vision, so that's his master plan.
Yeah. They're like swiping punches.
They won't stop me now! They don't have depth of vision. Where am I?
Thanos, why not take both of their eyes?
Yes! In case George Lucas ever...
I did sound like George Lucas, I realized, after I started making that impression.
So I liked how we had that, where T'Challa, where in that movie you had a trilogy where Thor had to earn it, and this one was different. This one we had it where the mantle of Black Panther and the throne was suddenly thrust upon T'Challa after his father was killed in Civil War. Also, I felt like they did a good job of making it so that if you didn't see Civil War, you'd be able to understand what happened. So they did a good job of explaining it, and they cut back to Civil War, like they showed some scenes from it, so you understand what's going on.
Yeah.
And I also really liked the villain combination of Killmonger and Claw. So a lot of times people will complain about Marvel villains because, you know, we've been spoiled sometimes where you have like Jack or Heath's Joker or, you know, Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2. You know, sometimes people are disappointed with the Marvel villains, but the villains in here were great. I really like the combination of the two. And I thought that the two standout performances for me were, oh man, Chadwick Boseman as Black Panther and Michael B. Jordan. So they both, I felt, were the standouts of the movie. Also, a lot of people, I think, are going to really like, well, I've heard it, a lot of people. This is coming out weeks after this has come out, but a lot of people really liked T'Challa's sister, who was like a breakout character, and a lot of people really liked her in the movie. I thought she was really good, too. And so there is one thing, spoiler time, guys. It's not a spoiler, okay? There's one thing I really don't like about this movie, which it's a great movie. It's just one thing that kind of makes it go from a 10 to like a 9.8 or something.
Tiny thing.
It's a tiny thing, but I was just like, really, guys? We're gonna do this now? They fake kill Black Panther.
Oh.
Where it's just like, we go through like, it felt like 10 minutes or something where we're supposed to pretend Black Panther's dead, even though if you've seen the Infinity War trailer, like, I was just like, you know, that's something people complain about a lot of Marvel movies, was they did it with Nick Fury and Winter Soldier, they did it with Loki and Thor: The Dark World. Some could say, oh, I guess they kind of did it with Agent Coulson. So, it was just like, but those were side characters. This wasn't like your main character was like pretend to be dead for 10 minutes or something. I don't know, but it leads to such an important, great, and pivotal scene that I'm just like, I guess it's fine. Like, I like where we end up. It's just, I felt like the way it could have been handled, I would say this, I would have felt better if we didn't have this big chunk of time where we thought T'Challa was dead. A big chunk of time. It was probably like 5 or 7 minutes, but still, it would have, because in the movie, it's like, you don't know where his body went. Maybe it would have just been better if he was badly hurt and they drag him away. And so you kind of see him like die for like a second. You get your important scene and then he comes back. But I was just like, really?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It did make me think maybe that's, I don't want to say this, but I kind of feel like they've done it so many times, I kind of feel like that's how Infinity War will end.
Oh.
They're going to fake kill either Iron Man or Captain America, and they'll come back in Avengers 4.
Right. Seems like a Marvel staple then.
Yes,
pretending to kill people.
It doesn't take away from how great this movie is as a first solo movie. So it's not including Civil War, Winter Soldier, as much as I wish. But we're not talking about those two amazing movies that are my favorite of the MCU. I rank it up there with Captain America, the first Avenger, the first Iron Man. In my opinion, the most underrated MCU film, The Incredible Hulk. So, I thought it was great. You know, this movie had so much hype going into it, and I think it's going to deliver for everyone. I also think that, you know, there's people I've heard about how, like, they're bringing, like, their parents or grandparents, because, you know, it might be like, you know, when they were growing up, whether they grew up with, like, the Adam West and George Reeves or Michael Caine, Christopher Reeve, you know, we're finally getting an African-American superhero movie. And I think that one thing that might help this is that when you look at this story about a guy becoming king, and a real spoiler, which I won't say, it feels like a classic story that you'd have, like, in Greek mythology or Shakespeare. It's just such a classic story that I think, like, even for like an older audience, there's something that, even if you like, people aren't nostalgic for the comics, there's something that's will like set up a light bulb or something of like, oh, this makes me feel nostalgic or something.
Yeah.
So those are basically my thoughts on Black Panther. So
Yeah.
What have you heard about Black Panther? And
I mean, yeah, I have kind of tried to not hear too much. Not that I, like, this is probably the most I have heard about it. But, it does seem like one of those movies that you can't really spoil because it's just, like, it's just good. Like, it's just good.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, there's not much to
there's
spoil.
not, like, a Snoke spoiler.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
There's no Snoke spoiler.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm just excited for it, especially after seeing Civil War and just being like, I didn't realize Black Panther was in Civil War so much until I saw Civil War.
Yes.
And then I'm like, now I want more of this. And I was actually thinking of, do you know if is the Black Panther is the movie based off of any comic line directly at all? I was thinking about reading some Black Panther comics because I've seen some at the library that I was like, boy, I might check these out. But I might check them out anyway, even if it's not based on it. But
I don't know. Like, clearly Civil War is based on the Civil War comic.
Yeah.
Thor Ragnarok was inspired by Planet Hulk. I don't think this is based on a specific comic, but... I mean, a little bit of trivia for us all. Black Panther did not first appear in Black Panther #1. He had first appeared in another Marvel book.
Oh, yeah?
Which one was it? So it's another character book.
I think I did read part of Black Panther #1 because I think it was in like the back of one of the Black Panther like volumes that I was looking through. But I guess I assumed that was the first one. But since you just said that's wrong.
Yes, it was
know.
a lot. I mean, did it say Black Panther #1?
I think it showed the original cover, and I think it was.
Well, there's like so many Black Panthers because Marvel renumbers over and over.
It was like. It was like an old one though. Like,
but that's not the first appearance.
I guess
Would you like to take a guess?
Was it in a Captain America? Just kind of judging.
No.
Okay.
It was in the Fantastic Four.
Oh.
And they had a sale, so I ended up buying the first Black Panther digitally. I wasn't,
Yeah.
We don't make enough money on this podcast.
Yeah.
We can go out and buy those original ones.
If we can land a big sponsor like
Coca-Cola. The ones that are like thousands of dollars are in like the plastic so like you can never actually read them.
Yeah.
No, I bought digitally and I've been reading it. Really good.
That's amazing. So it's an issue of Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four #52.
Amazing.
Yes. It's ironic how he guest starred in that one, and yet his movie is so much more successful.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So I also would like to think that Black Panther does not like the Fantastic Four because he's had 2 movie appearances, and both of them he fights someone who played the Human Torch.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I did see that. That's so ironic.
Like, I hate the Fantastic Four! You're not fantastic! You're the failure four!
You're fan-four-stick.
Yes. So, yeah. I wish... I haven't actually looked up to see if it's based on anything. It's probably like a bunch of,
it's an amalgamation.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Like, Justice League, I can say that was based on Justice League Order. I don't know which one this would have been based. I think it's a combo of a bunch of different ones.
I had an additional question that I meant to ask, just on the topic of recommended reading almost. Because it's been so long since I've delved into any Batman comics, period, what would be, like, the #1, like, Batman graphic novel or volume, just, like, if you're going in cold? What's like your #1 recommendation?
Do you want an origin story or no?
Just something that you can go into without having read anything.
A lot of people will like. Oh, this is a cliche answer, but I would say Batman Volume 1 from the New 52, the Court of Owls storyline.
All right,
it's Batman Volume 1, so you should be able to find it because of the New 52 on it.
Because when I was just looking at all the options, I did see that one. I was just like, is this like how deep is is there a bunch of stuff you have to read before?
This is this is the start of the reboot, so this is like to get people into it.
I see. Because my other one I was looking at, because I kind of like the art in, is Batman Year One, which is probably a really obvious one. I like the art in that one a lot.
My god, top 10 best. That's what Batman Begins is based on.
Yeah, that's one reason I was looking into it. But
if you want to do that, I recommend you start with year 1, then you try to look for Batman: The Man Who Laughs, which is the first. This is from the story that started in 1986, ended in 2011. Because there's 4 different Batmans basically.
Yeah.
Because they reboot. So you go Batman year 1, Batman: The Man Who Laughs, The Long Halloween, which is what Dark Knight is based on.
Yeah.
And then you wrap it up with Batman: Dark Victory, which is when Batman meets Robin the Boy Wonder, and that's where you have your whole origin story.
Amazing. Like when I was reading Batman comics when I was a kid, it was just such random stuff.
Yeah.
Like I just think that the cover looks cool and get it, and I would have no idea. Like it would be something like issue 12 in some it was completely random. So I've literally never started from the beginning somewhere.
So yeah, I would recommend that. Also, maybe after that, I think you can probably read this and be fine. Would be Batman Hush by Jeff Loeb. Those are probably the 2 big ones. Like some of them, I just want to say, but that's probably not for if you're just getting back into it.
Yeah.
So also, if this deal happens between Disney and Fox, Black Panther's wife might now be allowed to be in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Who's Black Panther's wife?
That is my question. Who is Black Panther's wife? Would you like to take a guess?
Someone else in the MCU?
No. Before, she was not allowed to be in the Marvel Cinematic
I guess I meant someone else who was in Marvel Comics but not in the MCU is what I meant to say. Okay, let me narrow it down. Is it someone from X-Men?
Yes.
Okay. Oh gosh. Wolverine.
That would be a plot twist. They both have claws. So.
That's true. Right now, I'm just racking my brain through different.
I would like to think that if they ever cross over, they could have someday an Avengers party. They'll just be looking at each other, just hey, my claws are better than yours. It's that's what you think, bro.
It's a great ship. They both have claws.
You remember the Avengers Infinity War? How you see Black Panther release his claws like that?
Yeah.
I almost kind of feel like that's a little tip of the hat.
Yeah, it looks so similar.
I almost feel like it's we have Spider-Man, but we won't have Wolverine. Let's give a little reference of hey guys, thanks for helping us get to this.
Yeah.
There's some Marvel fans who are just oh, Fox is evil, Sony is evil, but you don't get the MCU without Sony and Fox doing it first.
Right.
So back to who's Black Panther's wife.
As I mentioned before, since I've never been huge on X-Men, I'm having trouble even thinking of that many different X-Men. Because I can think of 2 different female X-Men characters. One only because you just mentioned them. So I'm going to guess Storm?
Yes.
Okay.
Storm. Apparently they're divorced now, but that was kind of rough. That's
rough.
when I kind of stopped. That was a few years after I stopped reading Marvel, so.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's a wacky world. I did not know that. It's cool. Well, hopefully we'll see, yeah. There are some good sides to getting all those things in the MCU.
One little pebble versus a rock of bad things.
Sometimes you just gotta take care of that pebble.
I just love that pebble and just hope that...
Just give it a pet.
Maybe this can all work out at the end.
Yep.
To be fair, the deal still has to be approved, so it might not happen, but...
Yeah.
If they do try to still be stupid and sell off Fox's stuff, they can't sell it, so either way it will go back to Marvel Studios if they don't. So that's pretty much it for Black Panther.
Oh, well, and to anyone's listening who's like me and still hasn't seen it yet, stop being an idiot and go see it.
Shame on you.
Well, yeah, idiots.
Oh yeah, Black Panther has had big success.
Yeah, what was the record I said? It was one of the biggest
it's the
solo or opening first solo movie or something.
Yeah, it's I think it's the 5th biggest box office opening of all time.
Really?
It's behind Star Wars: The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, Jurassic World, and the first Avengers.
Wow.
And I think they say it had the biggest second week ever after The Force Awakens.
That's huge.
This is a movie that's going to make $1 billion.
That's huge, and I still haven't seen. Well, I'm going to contribute to it getting there because I will probably see it soon. So, moving on from Black Panther, as if anyone would ever want to do that.
Yes.
Unfortunately, there are lesser things.
We just feel like we should spoil it for you guys.
Yeah. Should we get to at least one more bit of news?
Sure.
Since I know we both have this.
You can claim
and
it,
it looks
guess.
like let's claim. Let's. There's a trailer for Venom.
Yes, there is a trailer for Venom.
Or should I say a trailer for Tom Hardy?
Yes. The movie they've been talking about for so many years.
So many.
11 now.
Yeah. Took a while.
Yeah.
And maybe they still won't release it. Maybe they'll just go, nope. No.
I mean, they did film it pretty fast. So.
Yeah. Maybe there's not too much. So, what are your thoughts about the trailer?
Well, when they first announced how they were going to do this, I was like, how are you supposed to do it without Spider-Man? That's stupid.
Yep.
But when watching the trailer, they showed a way how they can do it without Spider-Man. And I was just like, wow, it can work. It looks like it's kind of might be a combination of both the Eddie Brock story and spoiler alert, when Flash Thompson became Venom. So it looks like Eddie Brock might be like, instead of a journalist, it looks like maybe he might be someone like a soldier or something. And he gets injured, and the symbiote is something they found. Yeah. I mean, who knows? Maybe Spider-Man accidentally brings it back in Infinity War.
Yeah.
So we have that, and we now know why he has a symbiote, how he gets it, and it looks like he's trying to run away, and the government wants it back. So I was just like, you know what? It looks like it could work. So I liked that. I liked how it's a different tone than I know it's it has like such a half and half relation. Is it MCU? Is it not? It looks like it's. Oh, we'll just say it might be until further notice.
Yeah.
So I liked how the tone was different from copying the MCU, like what some other movies have been trying to do DC lately. So I liked how there was that. I know there were some people who were very disappointed that they didn't see Venom in the trailer. And I'll just say this.
Right.
They just finished filming. Venom is not like Ben Affleck's Batman or Spider-Man. Any Batman or Spider-Man where you just can put on a costume. That's a CGI thing.
It requires the CGI, basically. So
if you want the first... I mean, people are already anti this film because apparently, if it's not Marvel Studios, it's the devil! So...
That's true.
Apparently. Oh... Well, I could say something, but I won't. Never mind. I'm fighting saying something. Maybe
That's
whatever.
the Venom within you.
What would people? I just gotta say, would online fanboys be so happy with Spider-Man: Homecoming if it didn't say Marvel Studios on it? It's an honest question.
Yeah.
I'm not saying critics or average fans. I mean the hardcore fanboys.
Right.
I just need to ask.
Yeah, I mean, no, that was something that I thought too. That like, it is just a teaser trailer. It's not. They don't. People are saying they have to show you the Venom suit because it's Venom. They don't have. Like, it's a teaser.
To be fair, they do show the face, so you kind of know.
Yeah.
But yet, Venom's not like the Joker where a lot of people know him.
Yeah.
Like, you had him for 10 minutes in one movie, and you had him in the 90s cartoon and in Spectacular Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Which, you have not seen either of those stories.
No. Well, yeah, so going off of that, not having an expansive knowledge, coming from someone who doesn't have an expansive knowledge of Venom as a character, one of my reactions to this trailer is, to me, I didn't pick up on a lot of the stuff that you might have picked up on. To me, it just looked like some action sequences with Tom Hardy. So I was like, it didn't do much to get me excited because of that, because I was like, okay, some action sequences with Tom Hardy.
I think this is just like to tell you about it.
Yeah,
like, do you remember
it's real, isn't it?
Do you know what the first teaser for Spider-Man was?
Like the 2002 Spider-Man?
Yeah.
I don't.
So, it had to get pulled because, well, you'll figure it out when I say it. There's these robbers, and they are running away, and they get in a helicopter.
Oh, yeah.
And you hear, like, a sound effect, and they're webbed between the Twin Towers.
Yeah, I remember that now. Yeah, and yeah, it got pulled for obvious reasons.
So, that didn't really tell you what it was about, but
yeah,
I think it's just an announcement. Like,
yeah, it's not a big deal. But judging off what you're saying, that it seems like they will be able to pull together a story without having Spider-Man in it. That'll be the hope.
Okay. After seeing this trailer, where are you leaning? Will Spider-Man show up or not? Before, I would have said maybe. Now I'm saying I don't think he's in it. Looking at this specific time.
I don't think he is either. It just doesn't seem like this is a movie. Like you said, the tone, and like, yeah, I don't know enough about Venom to go into it much deeper, but it just kind of doesn't. Like, Spider-Man is such a lighthearted tone typically when he's in a movie, so it kind of wouldn't fit. But who knows?
I'll just say this, and some people are going to get mad. But whatever. I'm hoping that I don't know if I'm going to see Venom, but I'm rooting for it. And there's a very specific reason why. I hate Spider-Man Homecoming so much. I think it's so bad. I'm giving them one last chance with Infinity War. And to be honest, I don't like what I'm seeing from Infinity War of Spider-Man. Everything else looks great, although I am worried that that the movie could be ruined for me, but with Spider-Man, where I'm just like, Captain America's got Iron Man, but Spider-Man ruined it. I'm hoping that if this movie is a big success, and if we get more Spider-Man Homecoming and we don't go back to what we had in Civil War, if we get more of the Homecoming stuff, I'm hoping that this Venom movie is kind of, if it's a big success, I'm hoping it's like the first step of, hey, we don't need Marvel Studios, so after Homecoming 2, we'll take him out and reboot.
I see. So they're like, we figured out Spider-Man now for ourselves.
They figured it out 16 years ago, but
yeah,
which a lot of people like to try to forget. Like, oh, was that Marvel Studios? No, it wasn't. Okay,
it wasn't.
It wasn't.
It wasn't.
So I'm hoping. So I'm a little curious. I mean, this is like, we don't know what's going to happen with Homecoming, with Infinity War. Where do you feel right now? Do you want, after Spider-Man Homecoming 2, not knowing what we're going to get next, do you want the deal to continue? Or are you just like, maybe, we've had 4 movies, maybe it's time to do something new?
So you're saying either continue with the Spider-Man Homecoming line or reboot into the
Venom
the
universe.
Sony?
Yeah.
I guess it really depends on how Spider-Man is in Infinity War to me, to see where else they can go with that iteration of Spider-Man.
Yeah, like for me, because of how much if it weren't for Civil War,
yeah,
I'd be like saying reboot.
Yeah.
Because Spider-Man Homecoming turned me off so much to the like, I found the character uninteresting now.
Yeah.
In that, like, I questioned if I was a Spider-Man fan after that movie. Just like I did after Dark Knight Rises. I'm like, do I even like this character anymore? But then you just realize, oh, it's just a bad version. So, Infinity War is my last chance. So you're kind of like,
I mean, to me, like,
As someone who likes Spider-Man
even
Homecoming.
the points that you say about Spider-Man Homecoming that I agree with and just aren't as strongly negative to me, it has a lot, to me, more to do with the surrounding characters around Spider-Man in that iteration that it seems like, why wouldn't it work in Infinity War? But that does bring back the worry those characters are going to be back in Homecoming too.
Oh yeah, unfortunately Ned will be in Infinity War. He has like apparently a cameo. Hopefully Thanos kills him. Or like takes a gem and erases him from... Yes! Takes out his eye so he can no longer be the man in a chair. Ned, what's going on? I can't see! Or even better, takes the Infinity Gem and wipes it so he never happened, but...
Yep.
Yeah, but that gives me a little hope. I'm hopeful for Infinity War. I'm just...
I guess overall I want... I'm all about second chances, third chances, maybe fourth chances, fifth. No,
I mean, I hope that if we still have this version of Spider-Man continue, we do a soft reboot where after he graduates and goes to college, we dump Ned. We have.
I mean,
like
I said, I really like Tom Holland as Spider-Man.
I do too,
and so that's why I'm like, I want to see this go further. So that's kind of my answer.
But. I mean, there's other actors.
That's true. I've heard there are other people in the acting business.
I mean, you can't... it's hard to believe. There were 2 other people before Tom Holland. Can you imagine that?
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I recall that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I guess it's a wait and see right now.
Yeah, we're waiting.
And we gotta wait till next month, guys.
Yeah. Move it up. Maybe it'll get moved up even more.
I would be more than fine with that.
It's moved up to next week.
Yes. So, are you out of news things now?
I mean, I have some, but I mean, we got another episode to go, so we could wrap this up pretty soon. Unless do you want to do maybe like maybe a bonus question, like a would you, or maybe you got a news for right now?
I'll wrap. Okay, I'll do 1 news and we'll do 3 questions.
Yeah.
And then our comedy story.
Oh.
I'm very excited about this one.
Okay.
Okay, so it looks like... Look, we did our Justice League special. And we did a special called Part 2. And it looks like it all amounted to nothing because it looks like they're doing the exact opposite of what we said. But it looks like we may have been correct on something.
Oh, yeah?
Cheetah looks like it's going to be the next movie for Wonder Woman 2.
Right.
Which just makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, going after the iconic characters.
Yeah. And the thing I'm excited... Like, I was saying that one of my only gripes with Wonder Woman, it being an amazing movie, just like almost like the tiniest gripe in the same way you said with Black Panther, where it's just like it takes it down like a tiny tenth of a percentage, is like the villain. And it was just like... The stakes were too high, but it was almost like they had to do Ares for the villain.
But they shouldn't have had his human face.
Yeah, it was so weird. It was so jarring to me at the end of the movie. It's just like I felt like I was watching a different movie. It was jarring to me, but I'm glad this is a lower stakes, like more like down to earth sort of villain.
You can almost say it's like myth versus science.
Yeah.
So Cheetah is going to be the next villain, and this hasn't been announced.
Yeah.
It's just currently in talks, rumored, that Cheetah will be played by Kristen Wiig from Bridesmaids, and I was a fan of her on Saturday Night Live. She was my sister's favorite cast member, so she's not listening, but there's a compliment for you, Kristen.
Yeah.
So, it's a little bit of a surprising choice.
It makes sense to me. It's surprising, but it makes sense to me. Like I can almost I get it personally.
Yeah, I mean, here's the. I'm surprised, but I can say this: with the exception of Jesse Eisenberg, Jared Leto, and no offense to anyone, Henry Cavill, I've liked the casting we've had from the DCEU.
Yeah.
And the last time I was like, oh, really? We're going that way? Was Ben Affleck with Batman? And
yeah.
I mean, a lot of people are talking about how she's a comedian, but once again,
is it really that
Michael Keaton
yeah.
as Batman's?
Yeah. And I haven't seen a lot of the movies where she's not as strictly comedic, but I know that she isn't.
I haven't
just
seen
comedic.
her. Yeah, I've seen her and she's been good.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, she's a legitimately good actress. She just she's done comedy.
It's just
which is fine.
Yes.
Yeah.
When it stretch her acting and
yeah.
Apparently, where was I going? I don't remember, but I mean.
Cheetahs. Spots. No.
Do you think...
Word association.
Here's a question to ask. How do you think they're going to do Cheetah? Do you think it would be, like, actual, like, a
just
costume?
Like painted,
or, like, CGI'd, or...
That seems like something that would be really risky and weird to do CGI. Like,
it almost feels like
really
it would
weird.
make the movie more expensive than it needs to be.
Yeah. They could very easily... just do like not cost like
I think what they could do is mostly costume, maybe a little CGI on the face.
Yeah, that's what I said. A little CGI to make it maybe look purposefully more like inhuman-y to and maybe something with the eyes like there could be little tiny bits of CGI that could work.
And I can also say that she was on the Looney Tunes show, which by the way. The Looney Tunes show is like in my top 2 favorite cartoons of the 2010s. It's such a great show. It felt like it was written for me. Like it's very much my sense of humor. So when you watch when she played Lola Bunny in there, and she was good at like playing emotion in the voice. So like I don't know if whether she has a mask or CGI. You'll still get. At least she's able to perform with her voice, so you'll still get emotion and all that, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing. That's what I was saying, is that I like villains where playing a character, being a character, like having a good actor as the villain, like not having the villain be this just idea or entity or a CGI villain. Like, it makes it so much more compelling when there's a bit of humanness to it. Not so human that you make a guy with a mustache.
Yes.
But human enough to where it feels like a madman who is unpredictable, like a Heath Ledger. And that's the best kind of villains to me. And that's why I hope that that's a great direction.
Yeah, I'm excited. I like how we're going to have Cheetah in the next one, apparently.
Yeah.
All right, so what we'll do now is, we had so much fun with that one All Rabbit Hole episode.
Absolutely.
I figured we'd ask,
This is a new thing on this show, I guess, a new component.
Yes.
Questions.
And I like this. Just random thoughts.
Yeah.
Did you have any that you wrote down or no?
Well, you can save them for a different episode.
All right, so just some random questions. Just, about entertainment and stuff. Some aren't entertainment. Well,
just some rabbit hole.
Yes. Good old, we haven't had any rabbit hole, have we, this time?
Not too much.
No. Maybe we'll up it to 5 if we want to. Okay. Is there a movie in a franchise you pretend doesn't exist?
So it's just,
Not like how I feel about Iron Man 2, where it's just like, it's not good, but I'll power through it. A movie where just like, I refuse to acknowledge you. You do not exist.
Okay.
Time travel is there, and you are not real.
So, I don't... Off the top of my head, I haven't thought of a movie, but I definitely have seasons of a TV show. And now, it's not... I would say it's not quite there with The Office Season 8. It's not quite there because it's just barely passable. And there are some good episodes. But there is the series Community... my least favorite season of any shows that I like. That's a confusing sentence, but of all of my favorite shows, like the shows that I like, my least favorite season of a show that I like is season 4 of Community. It's so bad. It literally, like, seasons 1, 2, and 3 are so good that it's like, I can't even decide which one's my favorite. The show is just on the whole time. It was amazing.
Is 4 the last one?
There's 6.
Oh, okay.
But, season 4, they switched showrunners. It was just like a mess. Everyone thinks it's bad. They even later in this series, and starting in season 5, as like a meta humor joke, started referring to that year, because each season represents a year of community college. They called it the gas leak year. Like, there was just like, we were acting weird. That was the gas leak weird year. So they like even go meta humor with it. But like, I just won't watch it again. And in fact, I don't even like watching seasons 5 and 6 because when I'm watching those, I have to know, like, it's in my mind that the other season happened.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm watching 1, 2, and 3, I can just pretend like it's 2011 and none of this has happened, or I don't remember when. But yeah, season 4 is so bad that I hated remembering it existed.
So is it just like badly written? The characters don't act the way they are, or is it like combo of both? Or?
It's both, especially the latter, where it's just like the characters. Everything just feels off, and it's also very jump the shark-y. Like they're just in really weird situations that are like out of bounds for what you would see the show doing. But yeah, it's almost like that show, if they would have just stopped it after seasons 1, 2, and 3, that would be a show that I'd go back and watch over and over again like I do with The Office, where I just, anytime I don't know what to watch, I just watch The Office. That show would be just like that, and it would probably be, I would probably consider it like my favorite show along with that, but it's just, I hate remembering that it didn't end after season 3. And I feel like they kind of forced it because it was also a running joke 6 seasons into movie, which is kind of like a running joke to like get NBC to not drop the show. But then it backfired because then they ran the show when they shouldn't have. So that I can think of a season that I wish didn't exist and I want to ignore existing. But I don't know. I would have to think on what. I'm assuming you have a couple of examples of movies.
4.
Yeah.
I refuse to. Oh, I guess 5.
Yeah.
Because this just popped up. This just reminded me of it. 4 of them are superheroes. One, you might be able to guess before we get there. So one of them is. Well, let's start with the big one.
Have we gone an episode without mentioning it?
I don't know. Let's not break that trend.
Yeah.
The Dark Knight Rises. Oh, that movie, for me, it did for like 2 years ruin the trilogy for me.
Yeah.
I could not rewatch Batman Begins and The Dark Knight for 2 years without thinking, we build up to this piece of garbage. That's why I used you said how like you always look forward to movies like building up now.
Yeah, I always have.
I used to feel that way until that came up and I saw that's what we were building to. So now I'm just like, I just look at it as just it's one thing and just like not caring about what will happen after. So that it was so bad. Yeah. I tried for so many years to rewatch it, hoping to like it, and it just got worse.
Yeah.
So I refuse to acknowledge it. I'd like to think that it's one of the times The Flash went back in time and screwed up the timeline.
Yeah.
Like, for me, because it's like a do-over of... Because Batman... Dark Knight Rises and Batman vs. Superman are both based on The Dark Knight Returns. I kind of consider that like the do-over. It's a little bit... I almost say it's like this, because some people are just like, it's a reboot, but I'll just say it's like this. Let's say you had the first 2 Harry Potter movies.
Right.
And then they butchered the third one. And then they did the third one again, but said it was a reboot. It's like, well...
The third one is the best one. No, I'm
just saying as an example.
Yeah, I know, I was just joking. But,
So I consider... the true sequel to Dark Knight to be Batman vs. Superman.
Yeah.
That's where it continues.
Yeah.
Rises is just... Barry screwed up the timeline.
Whoopsie. It's the gas leak year.
Yes. Another one is another DC movie, Superman Returns. I think it's the worst Superman movie. I dislike it so much. It ruins the Christopher Reeve movies. It tries to be a remake, but yet makes such bad, stupid decisions.
Yeah.
Where it's just like the whole movie is about like. Have you ever had the displeasure of Superman Returns?
I think we talked about before that like that was like, I think like in retrospect, that's like one of the movies that made like turned me off to like superhero movies. Period. Because I think I do remember seeing it.
So
for a little bit, for like a couple of years.
So it's just, it's not good. It's just, it's not, and I always felt sorry for Brandon Routh because I thought he did a good performance, but he was in a no-win situation where you're in a bad movie. Unlike Batman, where you're starting over, you're trying to continue Christopher Reeve's movies right after he died, and you also had at the same time another Superman that people like and wanted to be in a Superman movie.
Yeah. So
I hate Superman Returns. Yeah, it's the one good thing that ended up out of it is that the one good thing that come out of that movie is that they ended up making the costume for Smallville, because that's the one he has at the very end during the shirt rip. Have you ever seen? Have I ever showed you like the ending of the finale
of Smallville?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
Oh, it is like if someone had described that to me, I'd be like, that's not real.
Yeah. Some
fan made that. There's no way they're gonna do that.
Yeah.
And they did. And
amazing. Yeah, I think you did talk about it on a comment section here before.
Yes. He actually flies and does stuff.
Amazing.
Like it, and then you see him do the shirt rip. It's probably my most watched thing ever, because I bought it on iTunes and I just rewatched those last 15 seconds over and pausing it, playing in slow motion. I'm like, I can't believe that they did this. Like, this is real. This is not fake. But back to stuff we don't like.
Of course.
The other one is not a horrible movie. It just ruins a movie series for me, and that's Logan.
Yeah.
Now, I know some people don't consider it canon, but it's just, for me, it's just like, the movie makes it so that the X-Men accomplish nothing. Wolverine doesn't have any character development, because for X-Men 1, it's about him saving a girl and being reluctant. And in this one, it's him being reluctant to save a girl again. It's just like, what did you learn, jerk? Yeah. Seriously, what did you learn?
Yeah.
It also didn't help that I felt that X-Men Days of Future Past was the perfect ending, and I felt like, guys, let's just end it here.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I still have it. I consider that the end of the X-Men film series. And also, what was I going to... Oh, I also felt it was like a rehash of the first two Wolverine movies. Like, you can take Logan and edit together the first two Wolverine movies, and it's the same plot, basically.
Yeah.
So, and the other one, Spider-Man Homecoming. I don't consider that canon. I just... No.
It doesn't exist.
It does not exist. Although, of those four... God. It might have the best chance if they make a sequel and redeem it.
Best chance of redemption, you're saying?
Yeah. Well, I'm just like, well, it's not good, but maybe I'll power through it.
Right.
I don't know, though. If it's like a soft reboot, like I said, like how he could go to college and then...
Yeah.
Then I'd be like, oh, screw this. You know, we'll start with the first two Amazing Spider-Mans, and then it becomes Tom Holland. But the other one is, I just saw this now, are Cars 2 and 3.
This is a great trilogy of one movie.
Yes. Oh. Cars 3 is on Netflix. Have you had the displeasure?
I have not. I'm probably never going to see it, just to be perfectly honest.
You're so lucky. You're lucky. You should at least fast forward to... You should at least look up some clips on YouTube to see how they clearly want to be Toy Story 3.
Look up a few ka-chows.
Yes. Ka-chow! Ka-chow! Like, they clearly want to be Toy Story 3, and it's not happening, guys.
Nothing can be Toy Story 3.
No. Yeah. You can't. It's not working.
Yeah.
Alright, so... Worst trend in entertainment right now. This could be a little bit confusing, so I'll say what mine is first. Okay. I don't like this recent idea we've had of how you can't replace the actor. Like, Robert Downey Jr. is so perfect as Iron Man, there should never be another Iron Man. Like, why can't we just have it like the James Bond thing where we just recast? It's fine, it's a new actor. Why do we have this recent trend of, we can't recast him? It's just like, if you had that attitude with the original Superman, Batman, we'd never have George Reeves, Christopher Reeve, Lois and Clark, Smallville, or we wouldn't have Adam West or Michael Keaton, Val Kilmer, Ben Affleck.
There can be another iconic.
Yes!
Yeah, absolutely. That makes sense.
And I don't want Captain America to end once Chris Evans' contract is up. Like, let's just recast it.
Yeah.
Is it that hard?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you just got to do a good job at casting.
Like, for so many people, there could never be another Batman after Adam West, but then Michael Keaton became Batman to another generation.
Right.
And then you had, now we have Ben Affleck. Well, now we have Ben. Is it really now? Now.
At one point, it was now.
At one time, he was Batman. Now.
Yeah. I guess on a similar topic, like, this might be on its way out, luckily, but I've talked about it a lot before, that the going really, really dark in tone with superhero movies, but maybe even just movies in general, is like, I don't even know like how it's so appealing to so many people to just have it be that dark and gritty, to just like not a single shred of light or comedy to be seen.
To go with what you're saying, I fear we're going in like the complete opposite direction.
Yeah,
where it's going to be so joke.
It's like bounced back. I want like
no, I fear we're going.
Civil War was like perfect.
Yeah, but I fear like after maybe it was just. I mean, Black Panther was more serious compared to other Marvel movies.
Yeah, but even I'm not even just talking about just like script or something. Like even the coloring. The Black Panther did not. Black Panther was very colorful.
You don't want desaturated like Man of Steel.
Yeah, that's exactly like both in terms of like its tone and its tone, I guess, in dialogue and in color scheme.
To be honest, whenever the next Batman movie happens, and who knows when the next one will be, I would like to go back to the tone of the Tim Burton movie, the first Tim Burton Batman movie, where we're not 100. We can still. It just feels like we're allowed to be more real characters when we're not just like trying to be dark all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Batman Begins with Dark Knight, but I'd like to kind of go back to that tone. Of the first Tim Burton Batman movie.
Yeah, that's what I would like. It's hard to recreate a tone, but it would be.
I mean, I would like that to be like the blueprint.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so that's probably my trend, honestly. Just that's always what I go to. So moving on to our comedy story.
Yes. Remember for a little background information. We did a Christmas episode of Unwanted Answers, and I showed what you called the worst trailer you've ever shown me.
Yeah.
And you said you're going to have to work really hard to try and beat this.
Yeah, and I had to work really hard to try and forget.
Yes, the whole movie's on YouTube right now. You can watch it if you want to torture yourself.
I think I'd rather watch Cars 3.
Oh. Yeah, that's not a bad decision. But, so... You said you're going to have to try and top this, and I took that as a challenge.
Okay.
And you know what? There's some... I have a trailer I've been saving since we first started doing this show.
Uh-oh.
And I was going to do that. But then, like a repressed memory, something came back.
Oh, no.
Of like, God, I can't believe I actually spent some... I actually watched this movie. So, would you like to bring up YouTube?
No. This is the darkest of timelines right now that I do not want to have to live. What am I typing in? Or you can too, but...
Okay.
Oh, boy.
Surf Nazis must die.
Nazis?
No, surf Nazis.
Oh, surf like that?
No, like surf. Yeah.
From the title alone, this is already promising.
Let's see. Type in trailer. We want the shorter one, because that one... We want this one. Okay, so... Wait, pause it real quick. Now, have you ever heard of this movie?
I've never.
Do you know anything about this movie?
Never.
I watched it. I don't know what led me to watch it, but...
1987, I see.
It was on demand for free, and I was just like, Well, it looks bad, so I watched it, and it's something. So,
Uh-oh.
here we go.
Surf Nazis Must Die, 1987.
Sometime in the near future, a major earthquake will lay waste to the entire California coastline. From out of the rubble will rise a menace far more terrifying than the death and destruction. Surf Nazis. Who rules the beaches? Who rules the surf?
Little Nazi!
The beautiful beaches, once the crown jewels of California, are now ruled by ruthless gangs. Only one person is powerful
One person
enough,
can stop them.
daring enough, brave enough to stop them. Only one person can ensure that surf Nazis must die. She's tough.
I wanna buy a gun. Something that'll take the head off a honky at 20 paces.
She's dangerous. She's all woman. She's Leroy's mama. And as long as she's alive, the surf Nazis must die. First, there was the Road Warrior. Then there was the Terminator. Now comes an action film of relentless excitement.
Taste some of Mama's home cooking.
See the film that is creating a tidal wave of action all over the world. See Surf Nazis Must Die.
Look, I like how you wouldn't even have been able to tell that they were Nazis if it weren't for just the swastikas haphazardly painted on.
They don't even have German accents.
Yeah, they were basically surfers.
Yes. Who love swastikas.
Yeah, swastika enthusiast surfers.
So, I watched this. What are your thoughts on Surf Nazis Must Die from
That
1987?
actually looks like a fun watch to me.
It was a fun watch.
I would love to watch that, and I would love to pass on whatever that I completely blanked
Saving
on.
Christmas.
Oh, I wish I didn't remember that now. I'm gonna have to work to erase that again.
Yes.
This is actually enjoyably bad.
Yeah, this is like, it's so bad, but yeah, it's fun to watch.
Yeah.
Like, I know Roger Ebert said he walked out of this movie. But
It would be perfectly. That would be
Yes.
my money's worth, right?
yeah, I mean, we need more heroes like Leroy's mama.
Absolutely. I'd love to see a reboot. I'd love to.
We're at that right time now.
Yeah.
1987?
Yeah. It'll be the 30, past the 30-year
Yes.
anniversary, but
I think it can beat Star Wars.
I think it'll be the first movie to make $3 billion.
Yes. I mean, as a society, we are asking for this now.
We're begging.
Yes.
Yeah. But I think it does need to be renamed Leroy's Mama.
Yes.
That you really got to focus in on the true star, the hero.
Yes.
Not bring focus to the Nazis.
Yes. So, do we want this, like, MCU style, where it's more comedic, or do we want dark and gritty?
I know I just said that we shouldn't go dark and gritty. Dark and gritty.
Yes, I think it would work. Could you imagine, like, Zack Snyder or Christopher Nolan doing this?
Imagine, I'm
begging.
Absolutely.
Yes, I want this. And I want it now.
I think, I thought that this was going to be a torture that you were going to bestow upon me, but I'm glad that I saw that.
You're just like, I didn't know life could ever feel this complete until now. Everything in your life has been leading to this moment.
That's true.
And you got it.
I'm really glad that I got it.
Yes.
Well, not as much rabbit hole falling.
No.
Not as much.
But let me tell you something, guys. We gotta fill up a whole nother episode with very few topics remaining.
Whenever we have an episode where there isn't much rabbit hole, there's always one that makes up for it.
Yes. But I have a feeling it could be coming.
So stay tuned.
Yes.
For that episode 19.
Yes.
Because this was episode 18.
Yes. Almost to 20.
Almost there.
A few more,
Wait
and then
for
this
it.
little show can start drinking.
Beautiful.
Yes.
I'd love to see how that works, but...
Some guy just spilled beer on his laptop. Oh no! You guys, you lied to me!
Oh man, we are gonna be looking out for that. We're gonna be looking out for getting served. We're gonna be looking out for that guy dressed as the pizza man.
Yes.
Bringing us our pizza, but he's gonna serve us.
Yes.
Because we're gonna get sued for whatever that was. Well, That was comment section.
Yes.
And as we always say and encourage,
yes. Leroy's mama wants you to.
keep falling down that rabbit hole.